Well, we are down to the last 12, 13 odd minutes of trade, and the story is that it's still about a 130-point cut on the Nifty. Let's take the conversation now to Ambareesh Baliga, who's joining us to wrap things up this Thursday afternoon. Ambareesh, great to have you on the show as always. A pretty listless market. The bulls were hoping that March will be a sign of different things to come, but day two, and we are kind of back to square one. Any ideas? I mean, I don't know if you already have a shopping list out or whether you're in a wait-and-watch mode like large parts of the market. Do tell us, if you're buying something, what would it be?
Good afternoon, Surabhi. Clearly the markets were on the way down once it broke that 17,800 levels decisively. But then it's quite natural that after 7-8 days of down movement, you'll have the markets being oversold. So naturally, you'll have a bounce back. And normally that bounce back lasts for a day or two. So here we just saw that the bounce back has lasted just for a day. And clearly, I think we are still on the way down. I'll not be too surprised if we see 17,000 levels or even lower than that. But then I think it'll be more of a time-wise correction. So it will not be a sharp cut. We'll have a market which will be volatile, but clearly moving more towards 17,000 levels, possibly 16,500 levels. But again, this is not the time to stay on the sidelines. I think the down day should be utilized to buy. And in fact, I have one stock on the buy list, which is Amber Enterprises. This is a dominant player in India's air conditioner OEM and ODM industry, and basically a market leader in mobile ACs for railways, metros, buses, and defense. And they have about 15 production facilities across 5 locations, plus 4 R&D facilities. So well-diversified revenue base. Room AC is just about 50% of the total revenue. Rest comes from components and other items. Last 2 quarters, they witnessed a slowdown, but the stock corrected quite sharply from this high of about 4,000 levels. But Q3 earnings were in line. And the management clearly expects a 30% growth in FY24 with about a 26 to 28% market share. Now, the big story going ahead, at least in the short term, is the heat wave which we're talking about. So that's expected over the next 2 or 3 months. And the demand for ACs could, in fact, exceed the ones projected by the management. The other big story is in the mobility division, which again is doing extremely well with about 29% growth in the last quarter. And they have a 700 crore order book, mostly from Vande Bharat Express and RTTS trains. And now, yesterday, we have that 200 new Vande Bharat trains were allocated to L1, L2 bidders. So I think this could mean huge business for Amber over the next 2 years. So clearly, my expectation as far as the EPS is concerned for FY25 is about 65, and I have a price target of 2,600. But this price could be achieved much faster based on the demand for ACs when it shoots up over the next 2-3 months. So I think, I'll not be surprised if we see these levels in the next 3 months itself instead of the next 9 to 12 months.
Oh, very interesting. And well explained, Ambareesh. That's Amber Enterprises, Ambaresh's pick of the day. Ambareesh, you might want to listen into the next piece, and I'm sure you've got this. This is not so much about this stock or that stock, but about what the way the market functions and the steps the regulator is taking to make sure it functions well. SEBI is clamping down on use of social media for stock price manipulation. It's identified 2 cases, passed orders in both these cases. Yash is standing by with the details. Yash, over to you.
Well, Prashant, this is the first of its kind from market regulators.